Okay, so editing done here, future. um, this video that I'm about to post is long overdue. So if you don't know us very well, I hope you will get to know us through our videos. But one of the things that we love is board games. And we homeschooled all of our children, and my youngest only has 2 years left, and most of the curriculum that we used was game schooling or delight directed subjects. And so we had some workbooks in our house, and we had some curriculum books we would pick up at used book sales or yard sales, or somebody would bless us with. But board games were such an essential part of our schooling, and they were just such a fun way to teach my kids stuff. So I will do some other videos about board games particularly, and my husband and I are actually launching a board game YouTube channel called Waffles and Spaghetti Gamers. We actually have an Instagram page set up where I can share exclusive content about our board games and what we do. And so I just wanted to share this with you all, that part of our home is board games. My husband loves board games. He has been in the gaming world for quite a few years, and I have my own little collection as well. But we've used these for our schooling, for our textbooks, kind of like a topic to study. So if you have any questions about how we do that in detail, would like me to do a video explaining that, I would love to share that on this channel. This channel is our homestead channel, and so everything on our homestead I can, would love to share on here, from our cooking to our gardening to, some of the things that we do, some of the things that God works on in our life, and as well as family memories and board games. So, in the shop. Yeah, the shop's part of our homestead too. The heart of our homestead is many, many angles, but I would love to include you in all that if you're interested. So this video is GenCon. It's actually the biggest board game convention in the US. The second biggest, the number one, is in Essen in Germany. So this is held in Indianapolis. So I think they reached 60,000 people at this convention. But my husband has been going for quite a few years, and my son goes with him. And then on Sundays is family day, and it's like reduced, tickets. And so my husband and I usually do that as our time alone together for the day. I think it's important that as spouses we learn to love the things that our spouse loves and join them in that. It builds our relationship so much stronger. So enjoy this GenCon video, and if you guys like board games, I'd love to hear what your favorite board game is below, and I will talk to you later. Welcome to GenCon, friends. I'm following my handsome honey and my son. My other son is next to me, and we are a few hours before the doors officially open to the exhibit hall. But they have these areas open where you can walk around and see the different booths and try out some games before the actual exhibit hall opens. And so this gives us a few hours to kind of catch our footing and to be able to take time to look at some of the booths and some of the games that we might be interested in. This booth was pretty cool. They actually had like these ships made out as displays for their booths, so we thought that was pretty interesting. There's my oldest son, Adam. He loves to put my arm in his whenever we're walking. And so one day he's going to get a girl of his own and I'm going to have to hand him off. But I just love it. It's so chivalry and it's just such a sweet moment every time we go somewhere. He puts his elbow out. This village was super cool. Of course, these are role playing buildings that you can play for bigger games, but we just thought these were very well done. And here is part of the other hall. A lot of people were cosplaying. You saw that little boy in the night suit. This game, Flamecraft, was a game that you could check out while you're there, and you can like have some time to test play these before the exhibit hall opened and all the other things happened. We actually ended up buying this. This looked like a really cool game. I love games that are pretty games, and so I loved the art on this one. And I actually don't think we've played this yet, but I'm excited to try and play it. It just looks very well done. I love all the little village people. Oh, it just looked really cute. My husband ended up getting Earth later on after GenCon, another game that he was interested in, but it's a heavier strategy game. Not quite in my wheelhouse, but it is something that he is excited to play. I don't think we've played that one yet either. This was a cool mural, and I had my honey stand in front of it take a picture. This was another neat game that we thought was pretty cool because of the three-dimensional board. I just think stuff like that's pretty unique, and the Tetris pieces kind of was nostalgia. And there I am with my honey holding his hand as we walk through. They have this balloon area where this artist comes in and makes these really neat sculptures. This year it was the US moon landing, and here's the crowds, y'all. This is just the beginning. I'm following Adam, my oldest son, down. There are some people who cosplay, and like I said, we're there a few hours before the doors officially open to the exhibit hall. And so during that time, a lot of game playing is going on, a lot of cosplay is going on. And so we're walking down here for him to get some photos with some cosplay people that he thought was pretty neat, kind of into some of the shows that him and my other son Sam watch. This was like 10 minutes before the doors opened. And so I was like, well, we have got to hurry because as soon as we walked down here, the crowd started to get really thick and we didn't want to be caught in all that. And we didn't want to go in right away. We wanted to wait until the crowds dissipated. So he was able to get pictures with a few of these people that he thought dressed up pretty cool. These two are from an anime, I think, that they watch, which was really neat. Now, here's the crowd. The doors have opened. Can you spy the mushroom lady? I thought it was really cool. The costume that she had on was really neat. And so we're watching this crowd go in from the upper level. He made it upstairs just before the doors opened. But they were pretty orderly this year. I think they clocked in at about 70,000 people for the whole weekend. So this was on Sunday. Like I said earlier in the video, my husband and I usually go alone, but this year we decided to take both of the boys and just make it a family day, and I'm really glad we did. Those memories are just very special. As my kids get older, I realize that the time they have here is limited, and they might not always come back for Gen Con, but it's going to be one of those things in our family that we remember doing, and maybe they will. So the crowd was just crazy. They did a great job at making sure everybody was, safely entering in the doors and no rushing, anything like that. Here's the crowd from the other side. There were two sets of doors they could enter in. And we just stayed up here on the top of this deck area, just waiting for them to thin out. We were in no rush to get into the exhibit hall. Usually, when you first walk in into a crowd like that, it gets really crazy. So there wasn't anything we were going after. So as we headed downstairs, we stopped by some of these cases. This guy was part of the Catan group of people. He was passing out little sheep. And so the idea was that you would go around Gen Con and find other people to trade with. If you've ever played the game, you'll understand. And then you would go out to the van, which we showed earlier in the video, to get a reward. I thought that was kind of cool. Some of these games in the cases we thought were pretty neat, like the Three Ring Circus. We love games that have historical value or that could teach something. This Jerusalem game looked really neat. It's a biblical game, obviously, and the pieces and the actual facts of the cards just looked very intriguing. Totally something you could use as curriculum for your children. Like I was talking about game schooling, this game just to me screamed a wonderful textbook. My husband and my boys like cool dice, so we checked out a few of these dice displays that they had. More really cool dice. And then here's the exhibit hall. So you have all these vendors who were selling all these games, all these game publishers and dice publishers and everything you can think of game board wise. It was here. And so we just take our time. We walk around. We stay close together. This was a game that looked really interesting. They actually sold.
Undergrove, it's the next design from Elizabeth Hargrave. Elizabeth is the designer of Wingspan and Mariposas. In this game you play as a Douglas fir in an ancient forest surrounded by mushrooms, and you can leverage their mycelial network to move nutrients and carbon out of the soil and into your seedlings. And you're trying to raise the next generation of amazing trees in the forest. The game is going to be on Kickstarter in the fall. It'll be delivered to backers and in retail stores at the end of next year. And if you scan this QR code and give us your email address, we'll send you a Kickstarter reminder and we'll give you a free bag.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh yes. Yeah, I'm going to do that. This is super cool. I told my husband I wanted a game with mushrooms, and he said I told my husband I wanted a game with mushrooms, and he came back and said I found one.
All right, you found one. Mushrooms are having a moment. Good morning. Good morning. This is Undergrove. This is the next design from Elizabeth Hargrave. Elizabeth designed Wingspan and Mariposas. In this game you play as a Douglas fir in an ancient forest surrounded by mushrooms, and you have a relationship.
Or take pictures, actually. We have a handful of...
So this is Town Builder. It's a very slick, little, simple game with a lot of depth to it. So if you look at this reference card, this basically tells you all the rules you need to know how to play. It's a tableau builder with a center row draft. So on your turn, you're going to take 2 of the 5 cards, and you can do 1 of 3 things with them. So you could use something as gold by tucking it, tucking it in behind your reference card, and you can use that later on in the game for certain things. Or you can try to build a building by turning it sideways to show it's a foundation. It's not built yet. This one requires a wood and a straw to be finished. The third thing you can do is if you take a card, instead of trying to build a building, you turn it upside down and tuck it in behind there, so now you've got 1 straw towards that. Once you have all the different resources you need, that gets discarded, this gets turned up, and now this is built, it's a building, it's worth 1 point. This one has an ability. There's lots of different types of abilities in the game. Like I said before, every single card is different, so every ability is different, and it all depends on which ones you build, which ones you use as resources, and it'll give you a different kind of combo of abilities, and you can trigger certain things to.
And then there's more ways to score though, because if you can make patterns while you're at it, then you can get bonus points out of those. And we will have a handful of these dealt out to the side, they're first come, first served. As well as my favorite action, you can adopt the ducks, or as I like to say, you can abduct them.
This was the Stained Glass Azul, and I'd love to get this game one day. I know it's been out there for quite a while. I love the way it looks. It just looks really, really pretty. I played the other Azul one, but I really like how this actually looks like a stained glass. We are looking at some other games with some really pretty art. I love all the woodland animals. There's a game here that we played that I really like. Some of these games look really intriguing, like Truffle Shuffle and that old wallpaper. We do have Point Salad. It's a really fun game. Waffle Time, y'all. I love that game. It looks really pretty. We played it and I'd love to own it one day. Now this game was a very cool game. We actually follow Dice Tower, and we have followed Cora and her dad since they started this game. Cora Quest, it was made by a dad and his little girl, and we've been following their journey since they created it, and one day I would love to own this for my grandchildren.
Garden?
Yes.
So Community Garden is a friendly, competitive game where you're trying to build your community garden, but you're trying to build the best plot in it. The only way to interact in it is positively, so you can only benefit each other as you play throughout the game. So every round you get 4 gardeners to play, and you're going to have these like garden cards in your hands too, like broccoli or kohlrabi. And they have resources listed on them that you need to play them. So, for instance, if you need a shovel, you would go to this location to gain a shovel token. But if you needed a seedling, the fact that there's other gardeners there doesn't stop you from joining them. You just have to pay 1 green thumb token for each gardener already present. So as the round goes on, it gets harder to keep going back. You're also going to be able to go to tree stumps in order to draft cards into your hand. Like you might say, hey, I want to get this butternut squash. It's worth 25 points. But it costs a lot to play. But every round you also get to deal out 4 new tool cards. And these are special effects or powerful effects that are only going to be available that round, and they only allow 1 gardener per round on them. So a little bit of a race to get to them. You might be like, oh, I really need that lumber. I'm gonna go there. Whenever you have the resources you need to play a card, you get to play that card. You gain the points listed on it, and then you also gain the bonus listed on it. But in true Community Garden fashion, some of the bonuses are going to benefit everyone, and those ones that do give you slightly more points as well. When you play a card, you get to put it into your plot, and whenever you get 2 of the same color, you get to get a bonus harvest card, which is secretly worth 1 to 3 points at the end of the game. And then whenever you complete 1 of each color, you get to get 3 bonus harvest cards. So you might say, hey, I'm going to go after that romaine lettuce. It's not a lot of points, but it would allow me to complete my row, giving me a lot of bonuses. So yeah, at the end of every round, everyone pulls back all their gardeners, and you deal out 4 new tool cards, which keeps the board state fresh. And then you keep going over 7 rounds, and you're going to see your garden grow and prosper. At the end of the 7th round, you add up your score track points to your harvest points, and whoever has the most wins. That's Community Garden.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Harvest Hoppers from Snowbright Studio. Harvest Hoppers is our cute but cutthroat vegetable delivery game where you play as Hop Tops that are racing to see who can be the best vegetable delivery driver over the course of a 3-day festival. So the Hop Tops are running around all the different shops in the villages to deliver their particular vegetables, and the one who ends up earning the most money at the end of the 3 days is the winner. We have a couple different game modes that you can use to make the game either kind of more silly or to add different scoring options. The chaos mode is our kind of favorite one because it makes you do things like have to scare everybody at the table before the game is over, or it makes you have to sing through the entire game or only speak in rhyme. So that's kind of fun. A little silly. TTRPG. It's set in the world of the Verdant Isles. There are 4 complete adventures that you can play inside the book. Every single adventure has at least 1 recipe for some tasty treat. We've done them all gluten-free. They turn out really well with the substitutes. You help villagers figure out things like who had the audacity to sabotage the pies in the annual pie baking competition. So super cute, super cozy, wholesome mysteries. We also have a lot of information about the world, the Verdant Isles, as well as the village that this game takes place in, which is Oakenban. That way when you are finished playing the game, there is a really easy opportunity to homebrew out of the book and continue your adventures in Oakenban.
Are you doing cash or card? All right, so that'll be $9.62.
I really like that.
Every once in a while, everyone needs a reason to smile, and I'll carry you inside of my heart. Half asleep, half awake, even when you are so far away, I'll carry you inside of my heart. I'll carry you, I'll carry you, I'll carry you inside of my heart. I'll carry you, I'll carry you, I'll carry you inside of my heart. Like an old photograph hanging on your wall, like an old photograph after all. I'll carry you, I'll carry you, I'll carry you inside of my heart. I'll carry you, I'll carry you, I'll carry you inside of my heart. I'll carry you, I'll carry you, I'll carry you inside of my heart. Every once in a while, everyone needs a reason to smile, and I'll carry you inside of my heart. Half asleep, half awake, even when you are so far away, I'll carry you inside of my heart. I'll carry you, I'll carry you, I'll carry you inside of my heart.
So we build up the tree house and then score off at the end, or
Exactly right, yep. So the game will run for as many days of weather as we have.
Okay.
If you want to do a shorter day, you would do like 1 week of weather. A little bit longer build would be like 10 to 14 days worth of weather.
I would get this.
Okay. So that's decided at the beginning of the game. Then. Okay.
Yep, exactly right.
It's not 2 o'clock. They work till 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is Too Many Bones. This is Unbreakable. This is the third in our series on Too Many Bones. This is a standalone with our series. Includes 2 gear locks, which is our characters in Too Many Bones. This is Figment and Gale. The special mechanics on this version of Too Many Bones is This has a lava experience, so as the battle is moving on, the mat becomes lava, and just as in the floor is lava, you don't want to be standing on the lava or you're going to be taking damage. So there are mechanics where you can turn that lava back over, but the chances are the lava will be coming back on. As you're playing the game, you're going to be rolling dice to try to attack the enemy, and you're going to be doing damage to the enemy by killing off the baddies, as we call them. The baddies also will be attacking you. In this case, he'll be attacking you and be doing damage to you as you battle throughout the day.
Everyone needs a reason to smile, and I'll carry you inside of my heart. Half asleep, half awake, even when you are so far away, I'll carry you inside of my heart. I'll carry you, I'll carry you, I'll carry you inside of my heart. I'll carry you, I'll carry you.
Again, I don't think I'm going to convince them to be on stage, but they might lend we can make it a thing maybe.
You know who else talked to me about
And I, so.
How's things going for the con? Is it being awesome?
Yeah, it's super cool. Yeah. He got me into RPG, so I got an RPG game.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's fun. But we love watching you guys.
Thanks so much.
No problem. No problem. Super cool.
Dice Tower time. Dice Towers at the Dice Tower.
I'll show you my GenCon haul. It's not as big as my husband and my sons. They went all 4 days. And I wasn't exactly sure if I was going to purchase anything being there. I knew that there were some newer games I wanted to check out. And with anything that we purchase, we always try and be a good steward of our money. And so a lot of times we go and we find games that we love, that we see are hitting Kickstarter or that we see that are out. And then it either makes it on our wish list, and we kind of keep an eye on Amazon for when it does come out or even around Christmas time. And so that was kind of my goal. There was a tea booth that I wanted to hit, and she wasn't there this year. But I did find some things, and I wanted to share with you. And I also bought my first RPG game, so my husband was kind of excited. I've played RPG a little bit with him, but this one is so cute, y'all. You've got to see this. Okay, so first I'm going to start with all my small things. You get a coupon book when you go, and you get a free GenCon dice every year. So every year that I went, I've gotten one. We went to the Dice Tower booth and we followed them on YouTube, and so they had these little miniature meeples for $1, so I thought the little mouse one was cute. There was also this guy, which you'll see in the video, that had a sheep on his head. He was a Catan guy, and the idea was that he would give you some pens, and you would go to the Catan van, which is actually in my video, and you would trade them, and I thought that was super cool. We never ended up getting down to the van, so I just got a couple sheep pens. I figure I can just put them on my bag. But yeah, I thought that was a really neat idea to kind of interact people there. My husband got this sticker for me from a local artist who was actually there drawing. A local artist that was actually there doing his work. I think I got some bits of that on video. It's just really cool, so I think I'm going to stick that on one of my coffee mugs or my computer. The other thing I bought was some more dice from my dice jar. I got a box of miniature red ones, and then some other sizes from the Chessett's booth. We kind of like looking at dice there, and there's so many to choose from, but this year I thought I just want to go simple and pick out some red ones so that I could have them in my jar for when I play games. My husband actually purchased two They're so hard to see, miniature guys. One is this little guy that has a mushroom head, and this one is little chicken. It's kind of hard to see, he's upside down there. But the idea is we might try and get into painting miniatures, and so I took a picture of what these look like in the case painted, and I thought those were super cute to use for, you know, any type of board game where you need a player piece or just as display. It was really cool. Now, the RPG game I got was so adorable. I do have a bit on this video of her talking about Tea Time Adventures. There's actually 2 other games at her booth that I would love to get. Ended up going on my wish list because one is on Kickstarter and the other one was just a little out of our budget for the day, but they're super cute. And so this RPG book is so cute. What sold me, a lot of it, we looked at it for a little while when we were at the table, but they gave out recipe cards, y'all, to kind of go with the storyline. And then this is another part of their business. But I just thought, how cute is that? Okay, you got to take a look at this book. So I haven't sat down to play it yet, but there is a player card. We're actually going to get the PDF and print it so that we can laminate them and have them available. They are so charming, just so charming. So there is illustrations in here. Talks about the characters. Look, it has tea steeping guide. I just love these things. I love the details to this. We did buy the actual mats, and I'll show you that. Player mats. They're so cool. It's just these animals that have come to life and tells you a little bit about them and the history of the story as you go along. If you're not familiar with RPG, it's a role-playing game, and you just have a group of people and they make choices throughout the game, and you kind of can see how it goes. But this is so neat. You get the behind the scenes with the characters, and they actually, you know, tell you a little bit about the choices that you make. It's really cute. Really cute. And then there are recipes throughout this book. I just thought it was super cool. She said they've tried all the recipes, and so like this could be like a whole curriculum, y'all. I am a game schooling mama, and I love pulling education from anything. And so like having real recipes in here that can go along with the story that you're learning, that you're actually playing in a game, it's just so fun. It just makes games come to life. So this is just super, super neat. I will link, and there's another one, Dragon Egg Biscuits. They're so cute. I just think their drawings are so adorable. So this will be exciting one day to sit down and play that. The lemon sesame cake. So adorable. I mean, this is just so cute. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. I think it's important, like I said, to get in the world of what your husband does as a hobby, and just so that you understand his love and excitement for the things that he loves and he's excited about. So my husband loves RPG games, and I don't own one myself, so this was a big, you know, this was another step into his world. Now I have one that is super cute, and oaken bread, cute pumpkin seed bread, and I'm excited to sit down and just kind of make some memories with it. So yes, it's so cute. And the instruction says, put the kettle on. It's time to settle in with some good friends, a hot cup of tea, and something scrumptious from the oven as you enter the world of Vernon Isles. Oh, this is so fun. So yes, RPG parties are a thing, y'all. Make recipes, invite your people over. Super cute. Well, thank you for coming along for my GenCon video. I know it's a super long one. It kind of shows you what we did for the weekend and highlights some of the games that we thought were cool. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever been to GenCon, or what your favorite board game is. Feel free to subscribe and go on over and check to our board game channel that we are launching called Waffles and Spaghetti Gaming.